Um, Forza Horizon 5. That's what I've been playing.
It's out.
Came out on Game Pass last week. And early release the week before that.
The weekend
Boy,
before,
that's pretty. Talking about games that feel next gen. Whew.
This one.
It is pretty. Have either of you played it?
Not yet.
Yeah. I've been playing it.
I've downloaded it. So, but I just
That's the first step,
there.
Phil.
Yep, I'm doing it.
It's the first step.
I couldn't figure out what to do next. So,
You launch it.
I got to look at, okay.
Well, at this point,
look up
probably
a fact.
patch it. But
I was going to dig up game facts and see what they
you
had
don't
to
need
say.
a fact for this game.
Oh, really?
No. This game is constantly telling you what to do next.
Oh,
almost
good.
to the point that it's too much.
Wow.
It is. I had a problem with, I don't know if it was just my game or what, but, you use the little GPS assistant to like tell you or like guide you to the next race.
By the
or whatever
way,
you want to do.
Anna is the name of the assistant, and boy, does
Anna.
she ever make me miss my Connect.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just because the first time they used her, if you had a Connect connected to your system, you could just call out
You just
commands and it would work. It's like you'd be like, "Hey Anna, take me to the next race or something, or the nearest event," and she would just set a waypoint and you would go.
Oh,
it was great.
Now you have to
It might
press
still
a
have that
button
feature.
on the controller.
It might still, well, not just a button. You have to go to the map and
No, you don't have to go to the map
Oh, see, I don't know that, but
for
anyway,
that fefeature.
it might work. It might work with the microphone too. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I just
You
remember
press down on the
having the
D-pad, and that calls up Anna, and you have 3 choices of what to do.
Okay.
Accolades, what's new this season, and I want to race. And whenever I select accolades, she comes back and tells me, "Oh, I found something on the map for you," but there's no GPS directions whatsoever. So it's like,
Game's
what?
buggy. Game's very buggy.
Game's a little buggy.
It's not.
And then I also tried to unlock the
disastrously so.
DeLorean. So there's a weekly challenge or whatever that one of the unlocks is the DeLorean from 82 or whatever. And I really wanted to unlock that car.
Does it have cocaine in all the body panels? Or
No, I really wanted to unlock it. So you have to do it by gaining season points. So I'm like, okay, like look up what those are.
Look up what those are.
I have to like, okay, one of the weekly challenges is to buy the Nissan GTR 2017 and do a bunch of races with it. So I did that. I got no season points. What the hell? Like, it's not advancing at all. And this car is only going to be around for 4 days in this challenge. So I went to the auction house and bought it for 96,000 or 98,000 credits instead. Instead of actually doing the unlock, I just bought it.
So I will say, turning this game on and starting up the campaign for the first time, this game has a hell of an intro. It's really,
Yeah, it does.
It's real. I mean, it's fully interactive. You're racing, but it's kind of cool because, and it's all super over the top, which is fine. It's Forza Horizon. It's supposed to be. And, like you're doing the whole like Fast and Furious thing where you're dropping cars out of the back of a plane on parachutes, but you're like in each one. So it's like, the first time it drops you down, you're like on a mountainside of an active volcano and like driving through there, and then it drops you into like I think a jungle that goes into a dirt race, and then the next one drops a supercar onto the highway, and then it's you driving to the festival. And it's all, you remember the last trailer that they showed where it looked super choreographed. It's all from that intro. You turn a corner and these cars are coming in from every side and they're all joining the race, and it's very cool. It's very exciting, gets you going for the game. And I mean, it's I think right off the bat, I like it a lot more than 4, just from the standpoint of Mexico is a much more interesting locale than the UK was for this. I've been driving over gigantic sand dunes in the desert, and I've been up in the mountains and through the jungles, and it's just like this is and through like little towns as well, and it's really great on the coastline. So really enjoying that aspect of it. And I will say that after about 3 hours of gameplay, we're very much back into a lot of the things that kind of turned me off in Forza Horizon 4, which I was mentioning earlier. Like you get, at first there's a bit of guidance, go do these events, and sort of, if you look at your map, it's sort of expanding out a little bit, and then you get to, I forget what it's called. I think it's just an adventure or something like that, where you're going to the next locale, right? And like they dress it up by you're following a dude in a plane and you're going through through a storm, and it looks great. It's a lot of fun. Then for some reason you stop at like some Incan ruins or something and have to do like a scavenger hunt to take pictures in this little area, which I felt was kind of a weird way to slow down progress. But then you go and you finish that, and it's like, okay, this is all cool. And I was really, really on board. And then then I see like, oh, and here's your first house. I'm like, oh no, here we go. And then from that point on, it's like every minute, one of the many characters who I'm not even keeping track of at this point, because there are different characters for every different type of event, basically, say, hey, Greg, I have something new for you to do here, or here, or here, or here. And you look at your map, and it's just, again, a vomit. It's been vomited over with all these different icons, which
sure,
I know and I get is one of the things that people love about this, and they're really leaned into it. Clearly it worked. My youngest plays this game, and she's exactly the audience that they're aiming for, because she's even said, like, I don't even like doing the races. She just likes driving around. And so she has this huge open map, and everything's open, and she has all these cars, and she's getting a lot out of it. But it's kind of, for me, is doing that same thing where a sense of progression has been sacrificed for go do whatever you want, which is not necessarily what I'm looking for.
Well, there's that, and then also they add to the map a bunch of community challenges and races that people made up, which is just like, I don't really want to see those necessarily. You can filter them out, luckily, but yeah.
One of the things I really did like that they did, that I hope continues, is like it's not a barn find, but it's have you done this where you find the Volkswagen? Anyway, you know what a barn find is in Forza Horizon, right?
I know what a barn find is.
So the first one that was like that was about finding this old Volkswagen.
Oh yeah, I did that.
One of the characters, I think her grandfather owned it or something. It was a rumor, and it's like, okay. And like you go get it, and normally the way the barn finds work, and they do work this way in this game, is you find the car, and then you after X number of, I don't know, time or events that you complete, I don't know which it is that triggers it, they've restored the car, and then it's added to your garage. But with this one, it was like, okay, now you're going to drive the truck to transport this thing. But then it kicked off like this whole sort of mini campaign with the Volkswagen, and they would modify it based on what you wanted. And even cooler beyond that was that it had not branching paths, but it's like, it would open 2 events at a time, but you'll need to do one to advance this little campaign. Where it's like, you can go for this, one of these things is a speed trap. Like, just go as fast as you can through the speed trap. Or if you like drifting, there's a drift event over here, right? And it's like, do one or the other, and then if that was the second event, and then you get to the third event. You know what I mean? Like, so I really enjoyed that actually a lot, because one of the things I find with the Forza Horizon games is, again, in that mad rush to give you everything, you end up unlocking a bunch of cars that you probably don't use. You know what I mean? I know that's how it's worked for me. And so having it be like, no, here's a new car, and let's give you a reason to use it, over a series of like 10 events. I really like that. And I hope there's more of it in the game, because it's a really nice touch. So,
yeah. I find while playing the game, I mean, it's great that it's open world. You can do anything. I would like a little more structure. I would like to say the game to say, hey, if you want to progress and unlock the next thing, go here or do this. And it doesn't do that at all. So,
and then what I found is like 3 or 4 hours in, I unlocked what feels like it should have been the final event in the game. Because it was like a 15-minute race around the map, which is actually how they ended the first game. The first Horizon was exactly how it ended. So and I felt like, so did I just do the ultimate event? Like, was that it? Because even like, the commentary even says like, this is the longest Forza Horizon event ever created. You know, it's the most amazing thing ever. And it's a race around the outside of the map.
Right.
Which was cool. But it's
there are a couple of those things that are like
events on my map that I haven't even touched yet.
There are a couple of those that are like online events, community events, where one of them's called the Tour, and maybe this is the one that you did. Where
the same thing. It wasn't an online event, but it might be the same thing.
Yeah, where basically you join up with 6 other players and race around the map, the entire map.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to start using Anna more in this because I am enjoying it. And I mean, it is fun to have an excuse to just go and race, and there's a lot of great events.
I have been using Anna, but I don't know, like, the game like brings up this map and gives you like 6 different events, like Baja and Apex and the main event and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't really know which am I unlocking more races in one particular area or another? I don't know.
Right.
But it's fun. Like, the game has a crazy sense of speed, and some of the showcase events that they have you do, one of them in particular has you in like a dune buggy against these sort of monster trucks.
Oh, cool.
That is super cool. And they have that event in particular, and I think I did one other showcase event that was very similar, have that feeling of that intro.
Yeah, which is what they should have. I mean,
it's very cinematic, and there are moments where everything sort of syncs up and things happen in front of you, and it's great.
Yeah. So, but again, I get, it's funny because one of the days that I was playing it, your best friend, Mike's best friend, Jim, was here checking it out. And he's even older than us. And he had made a comment about how, you know, every now and then you feel like we're kind of aging out for AAA games. Because it's just, you know, and then we're playing this, and it really reminded me of, like, you know, Forza Horizon did this really well originally, and like the Call of Duty games used to do this fantastically as well, where it's like they've always done a great job of giving you small rewards constantly. Consistently, like, you know, every few minutes it's like, I've unlocked this and I've seen that, and, you know, even when you're driving around the map and things like where they've integrated the online leaderboards, where it's like you discovered a new road, and now I've uncovered 152 roads. Oh, CJ's uncovered 154 because he's the next person on my list that I'm gonna, you know, try to catch and pass, and all that stuff's great. But it's like in the last couple of games now, it feels like I'm getting a pellet even when I'm not hitting the feeder bar. You know what I mean? Like, it just, there's this overwhelming amount of information coming at me at all times. And I just want to say, like, shut up and let me drive, please.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, that's me, I think, more me being a cranky old man than anything. I realize they're trying to remove all barriers to every aspect of the game right up front. So you can just go do whatever you want. But it just makes it feel a little bit aimless.
And you can use that Anna thing to get you to the next race. And if you want to, like, that will keep you on a sort of linear path. You don't have to look at that map if you don't want to.
Right. Yeah, I should start doing that.
Yeah. D-pad down. Greg.
D-pad down.
D-pad down.
Got it. Got it.